watching News 4 at 6.
All of us, in one way or another, are blessed. Those blessings come in many different forms, and one such for me is that for more than 40 years, I have enjoyed the company of the people with whom I work. For 30 years, one of the people I looked forward to seeing every day was Bob Bryant. I'm not kidding. Even on a bad day, Bob's passion for his work was inspiring. I don't know too many people who love their job as Bob Bryant did. Most of you who've been around a while have come to know Bob as dedicated, dependable, and delightful, and he certainly is all those things, but so much more. And now that Bob is stepping away from the camera, let me tell you how much more, some of it probably to his embarrassment, but I don't care. Bob Bryant is among the best friends any man on earth could ever have. 27 years ago, when a cocaine addiction almost killed me, Bob Bryant not only never judged me, he was as supportive and helpful as any man could be. Years ago, when my wife was laid up after breaking her back, Bob and his wife, Olga, invited me and my son to their house for Thanksgiving dinner. Really not so much to feed us as to see to it that we took a meal back home to Kathy. Bob Bryant is the most loving, generous man you'll ever want to know. But he's also crazy. Did you know that? One day years ago, in the middle of a snowstorm, he comes in my office and says, "Let's go sledding." So we did. We found some sled somewhere, went over to Battery Kimball Park, and carried on like two not-so-little kids. We had a ball. He's also the consummate professional. One day I was feeling a little goofy, so while he was in the middle of his forecast, I went over right next to the camera and mooned him. Bob never missed a beat, chuckled a little bit, then said straight into the camera, "And somewhere tonight a dark moon will be rising in full." We died laughing. Some of you think of Bob as formal and uptight and all of that. Let me disabuse you of that. Bob Bryant can get down. Bob Bryant can boogie. Do not mess with him on a dance floor, because he will embarrass you. Speaking of embarrassing, he is the easiest person on earth to make blush. For years, Doreen would say stuff just to watch Bob's face turn as red as his hair, which, by the way, is all his. That ain't no rug. A couple of years ago, Bob went over to Channel 7, from which he is retired now. But for 30 years, Bob was one of us. He was ours. And often, if there were a few seconds left at the end of a broadcast, we would ask Bob to come on and give us a final update on the weather. And so today, we're asking Bob one more time, give us a final update, bro.
Thank you so much.
That's all right.
My goodness.
You're blushing, Bob.
I am. But one thing you forgot to mention about the sledding.
What's that?
You did not take the rust off the runners of your sled.
And did it on my face.
Vance and I went down the hill. Your sled stopped, and you went down the hill.
Right into the
See,
snow.
I remember these things.
Right.
And I want to thank. It's just been so much fun. The years here in Washington, and especially the years here, and the years across. And I did, move over to Digital Bob. Mm-hmm. And I must say, I got a tweet.
30. Go ahead.
From Doreen. Saying how she was looking forward to having an old friend cop by. She does not tweet, "I'm looking forward to my old co-anchor appearing with me."
Well, because you are an old friend, and we've been in touch even though we haven't been working together for a while.
And people that see us and hear, and the good folks over at Channel 7.
5.
1 last time, sunny weekend, delightful days coming up.